Hello and welcome to Introduction to Resumes, presented by Dakota County Workforce Services, a proud partner of Minnesota Career Force. Please know that even in these difficult times, staff are available during business hours to assist you in your job search. If you have questions about looking for work, including resume reviews, please contact us by email at careerforce.weststpaul@state.mn.us or call our main telephone number at 651-554-5955. Before we begin, I would like to clarify that resume writing is an art, not a science. You can ask 10 people to look at your resume and get 15 different answers. Today we will focus on best practices and general guidelines with regard to resumes. But please be aware there is no one single way to write a resume. Just like people, every resume is unique, and depending on your background and career goals, you may take a slightly different approach to your resume than your neighbor or brother or uncle might. Resumes are a tool, and you need to be comfortable with that tool if your resume is going to work for you. So what is a resume, and why do I need one? First of all, a resume is a 1 to 2 page summary of your skills, experience, and education as it relates to the job you are applying for. We do not need to list everything we've ever done since the beginning of time. Typically, 1 to 2 pages is fine. Because what a resume is, it's a marketing tool to show employers why you are the right person for the specific job they are seeking to fill. Think of a job posting as an employer wish list. They are hiring because they need help with something, whether it is someone to answer phones, clean windows, build medical devices, network computers together, etc., etc. Employers need help. It is up to us, the job seeker, to look at that list and use our resume to show employers we have the skills they need to get the job done. The main function of a resume is to get an interview. And as mentioned earlier, there is no single way to write a resume. But we do know our resume is working if we are getting phone calls or face-to-face interviews. Now, we cannot guarantee that this will work 100% of the time. But if you are getting those phone calls or meetings, then your resume is working just fine and you do not need to worry about what critics might have to say. And remember, the resume should focus on what the employer needs. I cannot say it enough. Show them that you have the skills they need to get the job done. A few guidelines when writing your resume. Focus your message, lead with the most important information. You only have about 6 to 10 seconds to grab the reader's attention. Hiring managers are busy, and they do not have time to read every resume line by line, page by page. They will take a few seconds to see if the candidate might be a good fit, and if not, they will move on to the next person. So use the top 1/3 of the first page to show them what they want to see quickly before they lose interest. The job posting will tell you what to include. Typically in a job posting, the more critical pieces of the job are listed first, or they may be listed multiple times throughout the posting. You do need to demonstrate that you meet the minimum qualifications for the job, so make sure they are reflected in your resume as well, or you may be disqualified as a candidate. If you do have some of the preferred qualifications, I would include those as well. Now, this will mean that you may be making changes to your resume nearly every time you send it out, but we'll talk about that in a later session. Other suggestions. The resume needs to be error-free. The easiest way to end up in the no pile is bad spelling or bad grammar, so proofread, proofread, proofread. Make sure your margins are not too small. General guidelines are to use between 1/2 inch and 1 inch for the margins. And as far as what font to choose a font that is easy to read and between 10 and 12 point size. Some people like to use a larger font for their names, which is fine if you choose to do so, just no more than 1 to 2 sizes larger than the rest of your resume. Commonly used fonts include Arial, Times New Roman, Calibri, Garamond, and Helvetica. Avoid overusing bold, italics, and underline. They are meant to draw attention to specific words. So if everything in the resume is underlined, then none of those words will stand out. Also, bold italics and underline can cause issues in some of the older applicant tracking systems that some companies use for online applications, causing your resume to be kicked out of the system. Use bullet points rather than long paragraphs, and avoid I statements. I did, I was responsible for, etc. It is your resume, so the hiring manager will know that it was you. Shorter statements and bullet points will also make it easier for the reader to quickly see what skills you have to offer, making your resume more readable. If it has been a while since you had to send out a resume, please note that references or references upon request are no longer needed on a resume. Have a list of references as a separate document, and if an employer asks, you can give it to them at that time. This has been an Introduction to Resumes presented by Dakota County Workforce Services. Stay tuned for future presentations, including parts of a resume and resume formats and types. And remember, if you need assistance with your job search, including resume reviews, staff are available to assist you. Email us at careerforce.weststpaul@state.mn.us or call us at 651-554-5955. Thank you and good luck. This video contains the thoughts and opinions of the Dakota Scott Workforce Development Board, proud partner of Minnesota Career Force. Use of this video for any type of commercial purpose is prohibited.